So I've got another question here. It says, I'm a 68-year-old raver in excellent health. I did not take any drugs for 40 years and now I'm back at it, but I only take MDMA. I do not have a crash at the end. I feel very good for a few days later, but I've been told by several people that I should only indulge once every 2 to 3 months. Is there any additional risks for taking MDMA too often?
If you're older. Yeah. So the answer is, there are so few people like you that we don't have the evidence. Typically, older people are more sensitive to drugs for two reasons. One is that their metabolism tends to be slower, so they don't break them down so fast, so they tend to get higher plasma levels. And also, particularly for sedative drugs, as people get older, their cognitive capacity, their brain capacity tends to reduce, so they tend to be more vulnerable to depressant type drugs. On the other hand, we know that there are disorders where people have been prescribed stimulants for a very long time. I mean, one of the things that I find kind of most amusing about the whole methamphetamine story and the sort of challenge that methamphetamine, crystal meth presents society is the medicine. And there are patients in this country who are in their 70s and 80s with a disorder called narcolepsy, where they fall asleep too quickly or inappropriately, who have been on methamphetamine for 70 years, and it still works. So I think we can say that if you're using it within the bounds, or using stimulants within the bounds of the therapeutic dosing, they're probably fine when you're old. And there's no particular reason why MDMA would be not follow that pattern. In fact, it might even be, frankly, somewhat even less likely to be problematic, because it doesn't increase blood pressure and heart rate as much as amphetamines. So how frequently should you take it? I've always been of the view that probably no more than once a month or a couple of months, just to be absolutely on the safe side. We know if you take an awful lot, then there's you can downregulate some of the key receptors in the serotonin system and the transporters. So I think 6 to 8 times a year perhaps would be a reasonable harm reduction kind of message.